Right, YouTube. So I just watched a small handful of movie trailers. Some of them I had seen, some of them are completely new to my viewing. So I'll dive in with the first trailer, which is the Five Nights at Freddy 2 trailer, which I think this movie will either be pretty good or really bad. I don't think it'll be amazing, stellar, or horrendous, but the concept is definitely an interesting one from the trailer's view. I have actually not played any Five Nights at Freddy games, but of course I'm familiar with the franchise. I know that this is the sequel, as it's called Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but I haven't seen the first one. I don't know much about it or how it was received, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and receive not the greatest, because video game movies, except for the first three Sonic movies, don't have the greatest record, even Super Mario Bros. But I personally like that one and all the Sonic movies, so not losing hope that this movie could be good. And yeah, overall it looks a little interesting. I do like the designs of the characters, because it does look like, although I haven't played the games, like the characters from the games just came straight to life on the big screen. So if nothing else, it gets 2 thumbs up from me for that. So this next trailer, I had seen a poster for it at one of the theaters I go to. My camera almost fell, that's awkward. But this movie is called Hail Mary, which is a space movie starring Ryan Gosling and a few other actors and actresses that I didn't recognize from the trailer, but I do recognize a lot of the other projects that it's mentioned from in the trailer, such as The Martian and, of course, Into the Spider-Verse. So those are definitely, good movies and very good producers. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I think like something like inspired by the story The Martian, which I had seen The Martian starring Matt Damon back in 2015 in autumn. I don't remember how it ended because I didn't stay till the end back then, but I did definitely enjoy what I saw a lot, and I think if I watched it today, I would really enjoy that. So I think this movie is also coming out in 2026, but it does have definitely great graphics. Ryan Gosling's a really funny actor and cool guy, so it was cool to see him interact with the little alien in the trailer. I'm glad we didn't see the alien's face, because I think that'll make it more surprise, but Ryan's line about the alien thumbs up and thumbs down was pretty funny. And I think this will be one of those movies that's designed for IMAX, even though they say that about a ton of movies. I think this one will definitely live up to that, unlike Joker 2, but it definitely looks really interesting, and the trailer put well together, so definitely a great trailer, and I'm sure this movie will be really good considering all the hard work and all the great track record of all the production behind it, like with, I said, Into the Spider-Verse, The Martian, a few other directors and actors that I don't remember what it said exactly in the trailer, but point is, this trailer looks cool and like a cool space movie, so that's awesome. And the title is interesting too, of Hail Mary, as it's something about a long shot in the movie as he's going on a mission to find the new star that hasn't been infected, but the sun and Earth's atmosphere and all the other sun-like stars have been infected, and he's pretty much saving the universe. So this next movie is called The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell and Josh Brolin, who I'm a fan of both those actors, but this movie looks kind of in my opinion. Just looks kind of boring. Not like, maybe not boring, but kind of like a cliched action movie. It looks fun, but doesn't look like anything too special, at least not from what I got the impression from this trailer. Like, they're all hunting Glenn's character, the Running Man, and that looks fun, but nothing too special. Although I will say I have been hearing great things about the movie Nobody 2, which everything I just said about the Running Man trailer was pretty much what I said about Nobody 2's trailer, that it looked like, could be fun, could be cool, but nothing special at all, and kind of a cliche action movie, and it's kind of but I haven't seen Nobody 2, so maybe I could be right about that for me. But once I see the movie, I'll give you guys my opinion, and I'll probably see the Running Man 2 as well. But until then, maybe it's like, my expectations are what they call mid, but maybe it'll exceed my expectations, and I doubt it'll be bad or that bad, so we'll see this November. And another movie we'll be seeing this November is Predator: Badlands. I'm really excited for this movie, maybe my second most anticipated movie behind Avatar: Fire and Ash, so which I also saw the trailer of, which I'll be doing another opinion trailer at the end of this vlog, because I made a separate vlog. But anyways, Predator: Badlands is a brilliant concept. I really like the idea of Predator being the protagonist and hunting, big villains or big monsters, and him being hunted as well, because it's a really interesting concept. The one thing I have heard that I will say I can kind of agree and understand with is, I feel like Predator looks a little too humanoid, which could be hit or miss. On one hand, it shows like his humanity and that he's a good guy now, but on the other hand, it kind of defeats the Predator, like his initial origin story, which honestly I haven't seen any Predator movies, but I have heard good things about the movie Prey, and I also like the robot girl in this trailer. I think she looks really cool and fun and an interesting character, especially when Predator was carrying half of her on his back. Kind of reminds me of when Chewbacca was carrying C-3PO's mixed mashed bits after Boba Fett shot him and 3PO blew up, and then Chewbacca carries him in a little bag on his back. Anyways, that's kind of what that reminds me of, and I do also like the little bit of sword action scenes in this trailer, so overall I'm super excited for November for this movie. And before November there's October 10th, which is Tron Ares, which I saw this trailer, the second trailer I believe, which had a lot more thorough action than the first one, as you can expect, and we saw more of Jared Leto's Tron-like character and all the dystopian atmosphere. Really cool, looks like, super bright and vibrant colors in this movie, which, is designed for late night movies in October. So, yeah. Now, I will try to keep it brief with Avatar Fire and Ash, but I will say I love the first two Avatar movies, and I love this one as well, especially, the end of the line when the Fire and Ash Avatar lady says their goddess has no dominion there. I thought that was really bone-chilling, cool, and badass line. I think she'll be a really cool villain. I'm also excited to see the other Fire Tribe-like characters and how fire, water, and, the initial avatars all mixed together, as well as those military characters as well. So this movie's going to be super long, I think 3 hours and 12 minutes, but I'm sure it'll be worth every second of it. I just got to make sure I'm there every second of it, so got to keep it easy on the diet sodas when I drink at the movies, because, I want to stay for this whole movie and not miss a scene, because it's my most anticipated movie of the year. And these other movies look cool too, so until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.